Hello YouTube, this is RC User 22 here, and I'm going to be doing a review of these two radios. It is the DX6i, sold by Spectrum, and the Turnigy 9X. Okay, so continuing on with the review, we have them both out of their packing boxes, and they're now currently in their foam thing. I just wanted to point one thing out. The DX6i comes with a very nice Horizon hobby manual. This thing's thick. It'll tell you everything you need to know about this radio. And it also includes a little quick start guide, which again tells you everything you need to know. Flip that around. Alright, so there's the 9X, and here is the DX6i. They are both very similar in dimensions, and the packages that I have here. This is the 9X, right off of Hobby King. It's only they now have it in the USA warehouse, and that's $64. And then over here, this is the now out of date DX6i because it is a DSM2. But you could get the DSM-X ones for $209. Now with those figures, you're probably thinking, well, there's a no-brainer there. And for some people will view it might be that. But I'll continue to go in depth. Starting off with the 9X. So here you have your radio, 9 channels, you got all that, switches, twisty knobs, programmable buttons right there, and menu exit. And then to finish off the deal, it comes with this. And this is your receiver. It's 9 channels. There's the antenna. And so I'll take that out and let's try and get this out of the box. So now that that's out, there's the radio. And then in the DX6i, the $209 package, that will come with a receiver. The one that I have with mine, I bought all my stuff separate. This is an AR500, and if you guys have a receiver, I recommend you do that. Put heat shrink around the ends, and that'll keep them from chafing on the and then breaking off. So this is a full range receiver. It's got diversity, I think. It's got a long antenna there and a short antenna there. Also included is the bind plug, and that helps you bind your receiver to the radio. The Turnigy X does have one, but I've also subsequently lost mine already, and this is my second day of ownership, so I guess it pays to have a spare. If I can get it out, there we go. This is DX6i. Also included is a throttle ratcheting key, or thing, that's if you open up your radio. And I'm not going to get it out right now, but then there's a little hex key, and that allows you to adjust the stick tension on your sticks. It allows you to adjust the height, whether you want them really high for pinching or low for thumb. Okay, so now I'm going to go over each of the individual transmitters. Alright, so a little overview of the 9X. So for $64, it doesn't really bring much to the table. All that brings is its receiver and the transmitter itself. It's got 9 channels. You got aileron dual rates. You have a 3-position switch here. You have an on-off switch right there, and then you have these 2 knobs, and those are really nice. They feel quite high quality. My only complaint is that on these knobs there is no white marker showing the placement, and well, granted, or it's not that hard to do. I mean, that's what I'm going to do when I modify this, but that's about it for complaints. Actually, I shouldn't have said that. Complaints. This power switch on here is just a little not to my liking. Infamous switch error. Another thing, if you get this radio, you have to make sure all your switches are flipped up. So these flip back and these flipped up towards the top of your radio. And it comes on. You have this nice splash screen showing everything on the radio. It's currently programmed for a glider. It's my Park Zone Radian, which is what I'll be flying with later on. So my problem with this radio is the power switch. It feels really plasticky, and then that's about it. Another thing about this radio, on the back, you see it has a module, and most people will absolutely love this. It is a J-arc style module, so it has the pins on the bottom right hand side, and I've actually found this module to be a little hard to get out, so I'll try. It does require some force. Whatever. So the complaint about the module, the thing that would just make it like 100%, the antenna for 2.4 gigahertz, it's 2.4 gigahertz module. The antenna wire goes straight through the module and into the transmitter. So the module isn't actually totally removable, it's hardwired. I plan on getting a FlySky module, and that has the antenna right on the back, and then I'll shave down this area and then use this module for Dragon Link, which I plan to purchase in the future. Definitely not near future. Things are a little tight budget here. So now moving on to the DX6i. Okay, so now we have the DX6i. Definitely not as many switches. It's only 6 channels. You got your flap switch right there. That's a simple on-off switch. And then over here you have your gear switch. And that's on-off. Actually, your gear's right there. Of course, it has all dual rate switches. It's got a trainer switch and a mix switch for you helicopter guys. The thing has throttle cut right here. That's a little button, but on the 9X, the throttle cut is right here, and it's a position switch. That can prove very, very useful, because I've used this a couple times stopping things, and well, it's not like push on, push off. It's push and hold. Okay, and now I'll power this on. Nice beep, and then it shows up. This is programmed for my 3D plane that I got from Hobby King, and it shows a nice little thing. Shows all your values, your transmitter voltage, where your trim settings are, and how long you've been flying. So this has 10 model memory. It's no module in the back. This only takes 4 AA's. The programming interface on this is actually really, really good. So you basically just, when you're here, you just press on the top of this roller, and then you just scroll through. And then there's 2 lists, and it just goes through. It's a really easy to go through menu. Yeah, compared to the Turnigy 9X, it's very seamless per se. But you got a 5-channel receiver and a bind plug, nothing more to it. Another thing is size. Granted, there are 4 different channels here. I think that they could have made this smaller. Definitely thinner or something. It is really, really fat, but so I'm having a little trouble placing it in my Radian. So as I said before, this is a rebranded FlySky TH9X, I believe, and that they're a Chinese radio manufacturing company. They also make a 6-channel version that has receivers, and it comes. You could buy those receivers, and they will bind to that. I'll post a link in the description about those. So, yeah, 5 channels here and 9 channels there. My complaint, another little gripe, very small. I don't really think that you could read them. Is that there's lettering here that says like battery bind, throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder gear, and another aileron, because this is the Air 500 has like a Y connection for their ailerons. With Turnigy 9X, that only has channel 1 through 9, and then it has a separate battery port and bind port. Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out. If you're on mode 2, channel 3 is your throttle, channel 1 is rudder, and 2 is elevator, and 4 is ailerons, and then the rest is auxiliary. So that's about it for the receivers. I'm just going to do a quick little thing here on what the menu looks like for the Turnigy. This is stock Turnigy firmware. I plan to get a backlight from Smarty Parts that also includes the programming board, and that'll allow you to change the firmware, which makes things a lot nicer. So you hold down the menu button, and then if you want to change stuff for the airplane, you go to the function settings, or you go to the system settings to do stuff with the radio. I'll go over here. You kind of have to hold it, and then sometimes these buttons don't quite want to work, but it seems like always pushing up works for me. So I'm just going to go to display, and display shows everything you need to know about where the sticks are moving. So it's got constant, like it's always telling you. So yeah. All that stuff. So, basic summary of the 2 transmitters. If you're just a beginner and you have the money, go with the DX6i with DSMX. It'll be a lot easier for you to program. There's more receivers out there for you, more planes that are bind and fly. You just bind the transmitter to the plane and you just go fly. Also, your hobby shop definitely will not carry Turnigy parts. Turnigy is a Hobby King brand, and I've only seen it on Hobby King. That's about it. And that goes for the same with customer service. There isn't any. Really, you want to go to the forums for any problems with the Turnigy 9X. But with the DX6i, there's a phone number you could call. You could take it to your local hobby shop. They'll help you. It's really just completely beginner friendly, the DX6i. And I've quickly outgrown the DX6i, not model memory. This has 10 model memory, and this only has 7, but I don't really see a problem there. because I don't think I'll ever outground that again. And besides, if I do, I'll just buy another transmitter because it's only, as I said, $60. And the DX6i, that's I think for just the transmitter only, you're running about 180. I didn't check the price on that. So that sums up my little review and unboxing. I'm going to be doing some flight tests with the Turnigy 9X later on. And if you want to see flight tests with the DX6i, just look on my channel. All those aerial videos, those are all flown with the DX6i. Yeah, that's really it. And so I think the Turnigy 9X is still on sale at the USA warehouse for $64. I got mine for like $71 shipped because I live really close to the USA warehouse, so it cost almost nothing for me to get it shipped. Alright, thank you for watching, and I hope you now figure out which radio you want to purchase. They're both pretty good, and if you ask me, the 9X is more user upgradable, and the DX6i is more user friendly.